Hello, can you see the screen? Are you there?
Hello?
Hello,
Yes.
can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
Oh, good. So this is a paper, September 2018, the one that you wanted. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's start. Let's start because we are late. Okay. The first question is about the cost accounting. Okay. So
Yes.
we are told that this is a business that produces thick winter blankets in a variety of colors and designs. So, and then we are told that the year ends on 30 June each year, right? So,
Yes.
if they are telling us that the year ends on 30 June each year, it means that the year it starts on 1 July.
First July.
Yes, because you need to remember that for the year to end on 30 June, I mean, you need to remember that the year must have 12 months, right?
Yes.
So, as they are saying that the year ends on 30 June 2018, so it means that this year started on what?
2017. 2017.
2017 is to 30 June 2018, right? And then
Yes.
we are required calculate the following for the year ended 30 June 2018. We are told to calculate the direct material cost. So in the manufacturing, we have the raw material stock and the direct material cost. So these two, they're not the same thing. We have the raw material stock and we have the and we have the direct material cost. So these two, they are not the same thing. Okay. So
Okay.
the raw material stock, um, it is a raw material that is in a storeroom, actually. It is not used, it is just there in a storeroom waiting to be used. There is a raw material stock.
Oh, so the raw material is like in the factory and it's stored and it's not used.
Yes.
Okay.
And then once the factory wants to use some of the raw material, then in that time, some of the raw material it is being taken from the from the storeroom to the factory.
To be used.
Yes.
Okay.
So when it is being transferred to the factory, an expense called the direct material cost it is being created because this one is an expense, the direct material cost. So the direct material cost, this is the raw material that is being used in the factory at that time. Do you get me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like raw material stock is a stock that is stored in the factory. Then once it's used in the factory, it becomes direct materials cost as an expense.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay. So let's calculate because they are saying we need to find the direct material cost.
Material cost.
Okay. So let's check what did they give us. So the balances, they gave us the balances, the raw material stock, they gave us that at the beginning of the year, it was 120,300, right? And then at the end of the year, it was 185,660, right? Now, let's check if there was a raw material that was bought during the year. Okay, so if you can look here in letter B, they are saying 40% of the raw material are purchased for cash, meaning that the other remaining
60%
60%
is on creditors.
is on credit, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the remainder are purchased on credit. Okay. So they're saying cash purchases for the financial year amounted to 578,880. Right? Okay.
Yes.
So let's do this. Just come here to the answer book. So that the raw material at the beginning of the year, um, it was how much?
It was 120,300.
It's 120,300,
300. Yes.
right? And then we bought a new raw material, right? For how much?
For cash, it was 578
578
850
850, right? So, but
Yes.
then I think it's let me check. Yeah, it's 880. It's 880 here. Okay.
Oh yes. Oh sorry, 880.
Yes, no problem. Okay, so but then we are not given the raw material that was purchased on credit. We need to find it.
Yes. I tried to work it out, but it never worked out to the answer. So I'll just learn.
Okay, so um, the way I usually do this is that whenever you're doing this, um, even if you want the credit sales or the rent, um, below you need to put what you have. Okay,
Yes.
and then above you put what you don't have or what you want. Okay,
Okay.
in here. Okay, okay. So now
Yes.
um, we have the cash. So the cash is 578. Um, so we are looking for the credit, right?
Yes.
So, but then the cash is how much? The cash is 40%, right?
Yes.
So remember, I said that below you need to put what you have, right?
Yeah.
So what we have is 578, which is 40% of the raw material purchase, right?
Yes.
Meaning that below we are going to put 40% because this is what you have, right?
Yes.
Now, what is it that we want? We want the credit, right?
Yes. The 60%.
60%. How much is that?
Uh, 868,320.
868
320.
320.
Yes.
So this means that the raw material that was purchased for cash, it is this much. I mean, that was purchased on credit. It is 868,320,
0.
right? And then um, let us see.
So like in an exam, like if the question comes like this, I must always put the one that I don't have at the top, and I mean what I have at the bottom, and at the top I must put what I don't have.
Yes.
Okay. And like if I want to find cash, then I'll put 40 on the top, and then I can put 60 at like down.
So, but then I think what is going to happen is that it is going to depend that what is it that you have.
Okay. So like
Yes.
in an exam, if I have cash, and then if I want edited, then I can also do this.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Um,
Thank.
and then Let us see. Carriage on raw material purchased. So this is a transporting cost. So the transporting cost of the raw material purchased. They are saying it is 25,000, because if they are saying carriage, this is the same as the transporting cost. Okay.
Okay.
So
Oh, are we supposed? So must we also add that, or that's another account?
the carriage on raw material purchase, or the transporting cost of the raw material, they must also be added to the raw material purchased.
Oh, okay.
So meaning that we need to go and add this 25,000 here.
But the transport is not the raw materials, then why do we add it?
So actually, this is actually this 25,000, we are adding it to the raw material because it is also a cost of buying this raw material. So actually, when we were buying this raw material, this amount, they were supposed to be combined. Okay,
Oh, okay.
they were supposed to
So
be,
like the transport is also like when you're buying the raw material.
yes. So it's like when you go to, let's say, you have a shop, right?
Yes.
And then you are buying from Sasco, right?
Yes.
We are buying a bread. So when we are paying Sasco, the money will be combined. You will include the money of the delivery and the money of what? Of the breads, right?
The cost of the bread and the transport.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
So
get it.
so now actually, so now this means that this is your raw material. How much is this?
Let me add it together. I must add all of it.
Yes.
Okay. It's 159.
Yes. I'm just
Two. It's 1592500.
Yes. So the first one is the one at the beginning of the year, right? 120,300, and then
Yes.
the raw material purchase, right? And also
Yes.
the transporting cost. They give you
Yes.
1 million, right?
Yes.
But then, if you can look in here, they are saying that the raw material at the end of the year, it is 185,660. You see?
Yes.
But then if you are adding those amount, you are finding that the raw material, it is 1 million and something, right?
Yes.
So what does this mean? It means that some of the raw material, it was sent to the factory. That is why it is now at the end of the year 185,660. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You need to remember that the raw material, this is a raw material that is there in the storeroom, right?
Yes.
So we have added, and then we have found that the raw material stock, it is 1 million, right?
Yes.
But then now, when we are looking here, at the end of the year, the raw material stock, it is 185,660. So this means
Yes.
that
Oh, I mean that some stock was damaged or something.
if it was damaged, they were going to tell us.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So this only means that the stock was sent to the factory.
Why? Because why was it sent back? Because it was faulty.
Okay. Remember when we were explaining this, Remember when we were explaining this, raw material stock and the direct material cost, right?
Yes.
I said that the raw material stock, this is a raw material that is in a storeroom.
Yes.
It is not being used, right?
Yes.
And then I said, once the storeroom wants some of the raw material, that raw material will be sent to the factory, right? So meaning
Yes.
that when the business is sending the raw material to the factory, it means that um, the raw material stock that is in a storeroom is decreasing, right?
Yes.
It is decreasing. So when it is decreasing, the direct material cost, it is created because this is the raw material that is being sent into the factory, right? This one.
Yes.
So actually, in here, to find out how much was sent to the factory, we must subtract the raw material stock that is at the end of the year, which is
660.
185,660. So by subtracting this, now we can know that actually how much was sent to the factory or how much is the direct material cost.
So like the factory used how much like they wanted to, and then they sent back some stock.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So like it's not like damaged stock or faulty stock. It's just like how much like the factory wanted to use. It's like used up now.
So actually, if there was a raw material that was damaged, they were going to tell us
Yes.
that some of the raw material was damaged.
Okay. And then you minus it.
Yes. But then
Okay.
but then because they did not tell us, it means that no raw material was damaged. Okay.
So so like the 185,660 was like leftover stock. Was like leftover raw material stock.
Yes, it's a leftover.
Okay. Okay.
So actually right now we are separating this leftover so that we can see that how much was used.
It's I got answer of 140,6840.
It's 1 4
Zero
is
6840.
6840 like this.
Yes.
So actually this means that this is the raw material that was sent to the factory.
It was sent back.
Okay, it was sent to the factory so that it can be used,
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
not that it was sent back.
Uh,
It was sent so
okay.
that it can be used.
Oh, yes, I get it.
Okay. And then number 1.1.2, direct labor. So the direct labor, these these are the employees that are directly involved in the production process. Okay.
Yes.
So direct labor, we are talking about the workers that are operating the machines, the workers that are there in the production process. Okay. So
Yes.
meaning that someone like someone like a supervisor or someone who is a manager at the factory, that one
Yes.
that one is not a direct labor because that one is not
That's indirect.
yes.
Okay.
So let's come and search our direct labor.
Sir, can I ask you this one thing?
Yes.
So, like, say for example, if you're like packing stock with the plastic, so like if you're packing the stock that you're gonna send and you're packing it with the factory, so is that gonna be like direct material cost or like indirect material cost?
A material that is being used to pack the raw material.
Yes, like like wrap around it, like once it like pack, like once it's done, like once it's like made, and then you pack it, and then like is will that be like direct material cost or indirect material cost?
Or that one is an indirect material.
Okay. Although it is used on the stock.
But it is not being used to it is
Like make it.
yes.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Yeah. And then so the direct material cost we are also told to calculate. Let's try to calculate it. Okay.
Okay. That
So we did B and C. Let's look at D because it seems like D is talking about the workers. They are saying the following details regarding the factory workers' wages needed to be taken into account. And then they are saying in total, the workers worked 14,000 hours in the past year. All right. And then they are
yes.
saying 12,000 hours were for the normal time. And then the remainder was for the overtime, right?
Overtime. So 2000 was overtime.
Yes, meaning that the 2,000 is for the overtime, right? And then they are saying normal time is paid at a rate of 42 rand per hour, right?
Yes.
And then they are saying the overtime rate is double that of the normal time, meaning that
So 84
it's 84 rand per
rand per hour.
right?
Yes.
And then they are saying the business has 10 workers who are fully employed, right? Nine of
Yes.
nine of these workers make the blankets, right? Now,
Yes.
you need to remember that actually this business, in this business, they are making the blankets, right? This is the business that is making the blankets. Okay, so
Yes.
and then they are saying one is employed to clean the factory.
That's indirect labor cost.
Yes, this one is an indirect labor.
Okay.
Yes, and then um, now let's come and calculate. So they said the normal time is 12,000. So
So it's
it's
gonna be 12. Okay.
12,000, and then normal time is 42 rand per hour, right?
Yes.
So that is how much?
50
50
4000.
4000. So this
Yes.
means that these employees they were paid 504,000 for the normal time, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And then now for the overtime, they were paid how much?
To it's 168000.
168 triple
Triple
zero.
zero. Yes.
So actually, this means that the wages in total they are how much?
Uh, 672
672
triple zero.
triple zero, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
these are the wages for all these 10 workers, right?
Yes.
But then now you need to remember that we are looking for the direct labor cost, not
Yes.
not the indirect material. I mean not the indirect labor.
Yes.
So, but then um, these these wages they are for the 10 employees, meaning that the wage of the employee that is an indirect labor is also included here.
Yes.
So now we need to identify that actually how much is a direct labor.
So if we divide the answer by 9 now.
But then if we divide by 9, this is for 10 employees.
Oh yes.
So it's better maybe if we divide by 10.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Because this is for 10 employees. How much?
67200.
How much?
67200.
00. So this means
Yes.
each
That
employee
we
is
is 67.
6722. Okay.
Is
So
that for the like the year, like the whole year? Is it?
yes, it's for the whole year.
Oh,
So this means that each employee per year they are earning 67,200.
and then we can minus it to find of 9 workers.
But then from here we don't even need to minus this. We just multiply by 9 because now we know that direct labor they are 9,
Oh, okay.
right?
But then if you minus it, it will still be the same.
Yes, if you minus this
Okay.
one from this one, it will be the same. How much is it?
604,800.
60
4
4
800.
800. So this is your direct labor cost. All right.
Yes.
So an indirect labor, where do we record it?
Factory overhead cost.
Under factory overheads, right?
Yes.
And we already know that how much is the indirect labor.
67200.
00 plus. So in here, we are looking for the factory overhead cost. 1.1.9.
So is it also indirect material cost will also go there?
Is this what?
Indirect material cost will also go under factory overhead cost.
Yes.
Okay.
But then only the used one.
Okay.
Yeah, we only record the used one in the factory overheads.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of the indirect material,
It's 4,000.
so this one is at the beginning of the year,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then this one is at the end of the year.
So 4,000 minus 5,100, like that.
But then surely there was an indirect material that was bought during the year. Surely there was an indirect material that was bought
Yes.
during the year. There was.
The 26,500.
Yes, here, right? 26,500. Okay. Let's come here and edit. So let's open this in brackets. So at the beginning of the year, it was 4,000, right? The consumable stores, right? They were 4,000.
Yes.
At the beginning of the year. And then we bought a new one. How much? 26,500. Right?
Yes.
So this means that at the end of the year, actually, the indirect material, it is supposed to be 30,500, right? According to this, if you are adding these two, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
then,
That's it.
but then we are being shown that at the end of the year, it is 5,100. So now what does this mean?
That we used more.
Yes, it means that we used some of the indirect material. Because actually, it was supposed to be, if we're adding these two, it is supposed to be 30,500. But then we are seeing that at the end of the year, it is 5.1. So this means that we used some of some of the indirect material. So to find it how much we used, we need to subtract the leftover of 5,100. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
So by subtracting these 5,100, so now we are left with the used indirect material.
25400.
Yes. So I'm just showing the workings here because sometimes you will come with a short answer, but maybe they will need the workings. You never know.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is why I'm showing this. And then
So you minus it. I'm just one confused. Why do you minus 5,100?
why are we separating the 5,100?
Yeah. Yes. I'm just confused about that.
Okay. Let's come back here. At the beginning of the year, the indirect material, it was 4,000, right?
Yes.
And then during the year, so during the year before the end of the year, right?
Yes.
We bought 26,500 of the indirect material.
Yes.
So by adding these two, 4,000 and 26,500, this means that now we have 30,500 of the indirect material, right?
Yes.
But then now we are being told
That's the consumable stores that we used in the year.
okay, it's not the used, this 30,500.
Oh.
It's not the used. Okay, let me say this again. Right here, they gave us that at the beginning of the year, it is 4,000, right?
Yes.
So we are not told that it is being used. We are just told that at the beginning of the year, it is 4,000, right?
Yes.
And then we are also told that the business bought additional consumable stores for 26,500, and we are told that this one is for the factory, right? And then
Yes.
so this means that after buying these 26,500 of the consumable stores, it means that now the consumable stores that we have now, they are 30,500, right?
Yes.
So this means that now in the business, in the factory there, we have an indirect material. It's there in the factory. It is
Yes.
30,500.
500.
So actually, at the end of the year, we are supposed to have this indirect material of 30,500.
Yes.
But then they are showing that at the end of the year, we have a consumable stores of 5.1 at the end of the year. So
Yes.
this means that from this 30,000, some of the indirect material, it was used because it has decreased from 30,000 to 5,100. So this means that
100.
we have used the indirect material.
Okay.
Yes, you get it now.
Yes.
Okay, good. Let's look for another factory overheads. Letter E. The factory manager's annual salary amounts to 140,000, right?
Yes.
So the factory manager salary,
It's an indirect
it's an indirect
labor cost.
right? So it must be recorded under the factory overheads, right?
Yes.
So it's 140,000 plus letter F. Depreciation amounts to 76,600, right?
Yes.
So, and then they are saying 80% of this is allocated to the factory.
So we need to find 80% of 76,600.
Yes, because 80% is for the factory.
Um, 61280.
It's 1,
No, 61280.
280. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then letter G, rent for the premises amounts to 350 per year, right?
Yes.
Then they are saying the ratio used to allocate the rent according to the floor space between the factory, sales department, and the offices. So remember, what we are doing here is the factory overheads, right? Not the sales,
Yes.
not the sales expenses and the office expenses. We are doing the factory.
Let's see.
And then the ratio is 3:1, 1, right? Meaning that, and then they said respectively, meaning that 3 is for the factory. So this is going in order, like this. That is why they said respectively.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
And one,
yes, I'm listening.
yeah, allow me like 3 is for the factory, the one is for the sales department, and the other one is for the office.
Yes.
Okay.
So now let's do the calculations. Let's do the calculations. So by adding these together, they are giving you 5, right?
Yes.
So actually this means that the ratio of the factory is 3/5.
Yes.
You agree?
Yes.
So now we need to find that. So the rent is 350,000 multiplied by. So you can see from here, you can see that we are still using this formula. It is saying that above you put what you want, below you put what you have. You can see?
Oh, yes.
Because this 350 is for all these factory, sales department, and the offices, and they are giving you 5. So below you put what you have. And then what we want is the rent for the factory, which is 3.
I got an answer of 210,000.
210,000.
Yes.
Okay. And then from there, letter I, electricity used by the factory. So you see, this time they specified that the one that was used by the factory, it is 100,
That's fact. That's factory
150,000,
overhead cost.
right? So
Yes.
in this case, we don't have to do any calculations. So it's 132,500. Do we still have any factory overheads cost?
I know.
We don't.
No.
Okay. So how much is the answer?
Uh, can you like please go to the answer sheet? It's 6, 36, 38, 0.
0.
Yes.
Okay. And then the next one, we are told to do the factory overhead, the work in process. So the work in process stock, this is the semi-finished goods. Okay,
Yes.
this is a semi-finished goods, meaning that these goods, they are still in process. They are still being processed, but they are not yet
Like
finished.
they are still being made.
Yes.
Okay.
Just like when you are baking the cakes, right?
Yes.
So once you have mixed the flour, the sugar, and salt, all of that, and then and water, you mix them together, it is not yet the cake. So in that moment, they are no longer the raw material. They are now the semi-finished goods, because they're no longer the raw material, right?
Yes.
So that is what we call the semi-finished goods. So the work in process, it's an asset. This account is an asset.
It's an asset account. Okay.
Yes. So because what you need to note about the asset account is that in a business, anything that can be turned into money, it's an asset.
Okay.
So because the semi-finished goods, they can be turned into money. They can be turned into money by how? By selling them, right?
Yes.
So we are saying that the semi-finished goods, they are the asset, meaning that they increase on the debit side and decrease on
On the credit side, they decrease.
is. Okay, so in there we are
So the factory overhead cost, that's the expense, isn't?
the fetch over.
Overhead cost is the expense.
It's not actually it's not actually an expense, but it's just
Oh,
these are just the cost
well, so
of
like, does it increase on the debit side or the other side?
it increases on the debit side.
Or increase on the
Actually, the factory overhead costs on the debit side, you record all your factory expenses,
okay.
but then except for the direct material and the direct labor.
Yes.
Yes.
And the direct material cost and the direct labor cost, are those expenses or assets?
They are the expenses.
Expenses. Okay.
Yes. So okay, actually in the factory,
Yes.
the expenses that we have, there are three in the factory.
Okay.
We have three expenses. We have the direct labor cost
Yes.
expense, direct material cost expense,
Yes.
and then we have a factory overhead cost. So
Oh.
the factory over the factory overhead cost, these are the indirect expenses, meaning that these expenses, they are not directly involved in the production process.
Okay.
Yes. So, but then these are the expenses of the factory, but they are not directly involved in the production process. Okay.
Yes.
Um, Work in process. So we are given the opening balance, the balance brought down. Can you see it? The balance brought down. How much is it? Here. Yeah, here on this one.
It's
Process. It's
82416.
82416.
Oh, yes.
Right? And then we are also given the work in process
At the end of the year.
at the end of the year on 28 February. The balance credit down, because because the balance at the end of the year, we call it the balance credit down, right?
Yes.
So how much is it?
103590.
359
0.
0
Yes.
103. Oh. The one is making mistake. It's 103 590. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then in the work in process, obviously, if we want to produce the goods, we are going to need a direct labor, right?
Yes. And direct material.
Direct material. What else?
I think that's all.
We
And for factory overhead.
also
Factory
talk
overhead.
about the factory overheads.
Yeah.
So actually, in the work in process, we record all the expenses of the factory.
Okay.
So we have already yes.
But the factory is not involved in like making the goods. So why is it involved in the work in progress stock?
Actually, it's not directly involved in the production process, right? But then
Yes.
At the end of the day, if we want to work in the factory, we are going
Yes.
to need a place to rent, right?
Yes.
So without that place, that process is not going to work.
Oh.
Without the water, even if we are not going to use them, but without the water, maybe we are not going to do it.
Yes.
Even the electricity, yes, it's not direct involved, but we need it.
Okay. Yes, I understand.
Yeah. So how much is the direct labor?
Direct labor 604,800.
604,800. Material?
Materials 1406840.
140.
84.
Okay. It's 140.
Yes. 6840.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, and then the factory overheads?
636380.
6.
3
Yes.
6
Yes.
380.
380. Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens is that, as you know, that this is a work in process, right?
Yes.
So what happens is that once the business is done producing the goods, what the business does, the business now sends those goods to the finished goods, because now they are no longer the semi-finished goods. So now we send them to the finished goods. Okay.
Okay. So you like add all of them up, and then that's why you get finished good stuff.
Okay. Not like that.
Okay.
Here in the working process, these are the semi-finished products, right?
Yes.
So meaning that in the working process, we must only stay with the semi-finished, right?
Yes.
Meaning that once the goods are finished, they are no longer in process because they are now finished, right?
Yes. Yes.
So once they are finished, we must remove them from the working process. We send them to the finished goods because now they belong there.
Yes.
Okay. So when we are sending them to, when we are sending them to the finished goods, the work in process stock at that time is decreasing because the goods are leaving the work in process. They are going to the finished
Yes.
goods. Okay. So,
Yes.
but then we were not told. We were not told that actually how many goods were finished or produced. We were not told. So we just have to find them. Okay. So how much is a debit side?
Oh, debit side. 27.
27.
27. 3
Yes.
0
Yes.
4
What?
4
4.
uh 36.
36.
Yes.
Okay. So we know that when we are doing the T account or the general ledger, we must equate both sides with the big amount.
Yes.
So it's 436. So how much is the difference between the debit and the credit? How much is the difference?
26. 26.
26,
26.
26,
846.
346,
No, 846.
846.
Yes.
Okay. So this means that these are the goods that were sent to the
Finish.
finished goods. So this is your work in process. We are done with it.
And the sorry, sir, and the balance carried down. That's the stock that was not used. I mean, that was not the finished good stock.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So meaning that at the beginning of the next financial year, on 1 March 2018, the opening balance of the semi-finished goods is going to be 103,590.
Oh, because it was not used in that year.
Yes.
Okay.
And then 1.3, the manager is thinking of reducing the quality of raw material. The manager is thinking of reducing the quality of material used.
So,
Yes.
is it fine if you only do the calculating part and not this part? I can just learn this part
Oh,
all the time.
okay.
Yeah.
The next part, question 2.
So you can also skip 2.1.
2.1.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay. The cash
Yeah,
budget.
we can do 2.2 because it's calculating stuff.
Okay. The cash budget. Okay.